This weather report brought to you by Rite Price Heating and Cooling.
And welcome back to these live pictures from inside St Peter's Cathedral in North Adelaide, where South Australians have gathered this evening to farewell the Queen. Let's cross back to Elspeth Hussey, who's outside the cathedral, and the service is nearing its end.
It is, Jane, and it's been a touching tribute to the Queen, but also to the new King. But the priest did address the congregation just a short time ago and said that he admitted that hearing "God Save the King" is still jarring to him, and undoubtedly it is going to take some getting used to for all of us after Queen Elizabeth's 70-year reign. Now, as we told you earlier, the weather has definitely kept some people away. 300-odd registered and just 100 are here now, but those who have turned out outside to pay their respects say they were going to come rain, hail or shine. Take a listen.
She was always there. She was very
constant.
Yeah, constant, that's right.
And I've always admired her, and my mum, who passed away in November last year, she looked a lot like her in her 20s, so today I sort of feel a bit sad for my mum as well as the Queen.
I loved the Queen and the royal family, and something that my family has always followed and respected.
Now, the cathedral bells will ring out at 7:30 to signal the end of the service, but that doesn't mark South Australia's official period of observance for the Queen's death. That will end on Thursday, on the public day of mourning. Jane.
Thanks, Elle. It's time for news on the weather now, and Amelia joins us. We've just seen it's ended up a bit damp, especially earlier this afternoon. It was wet.
Jane, it certainly has. We've seen almost 10 millimetres in the West Terrace gauge after a decent band of showers focused its efforts over the metro area this afternoon. Noarlunga's picked up 11 millimetres in the gauge. Ceduna had the most, recording 13. Now, before the rain arrived, we saw a top of 20.1 degrees at around midday. Right now in the city, it's around 14 degrees. Most parts of the state saw showers and even rain at times today. Aside from our far northwest, storms fired up about the west coast, Flinders and mid-north too, as a low-pressure system and trough move across. They are set to reach the eastern states tomorrow. Now, in that position, we'll pick up onshore winds, but not from as far south as we usually do with changes, so no huge temperature drop. A high forming tomorrow will also help straighten things out. Interstate, and as that low heads east, so does the rain. It'll arrive late in the day in Sydney. Showers are set to increase over Brisbane, and a grey day ahead for Melbourne, up to 20 degrees there. Back home, we're expecting drier skies across our far north tomorrow, with showers still likely further south, but they should ease during the day. Top of 18 on the way for Port Lincoln, morning showers and a top of 20 for Port Augusta. Just 14 the top for Clare, 17 for Kadina, Nuriutpa and Victor Harbour. Top of 19 on the way for Murray Bridge and for Mount Gambier. And tonight there is particular concern for damaging winds over an area that's north of Hawker. Tomorrow we're expecting strong winds to remain about the lower west coast, Central Coast and Spencer Gulf. In the city, after a low of 12, 18's the forecast top. Now, we could still see a couple of millimetres, but generally expect showers to ease and for the most part clear at night. On Metro waters, we're looking at south to southwesterlies before dawn, reaching up to 20 knots in the morning with seas to 1.5 metres. And looking ahead, another dry day on Thursday, 19, before another front brings a couple of showers Friday. Mostly sunny by Saturday, though, with the wet weather set to return early next week. Now, before I go, let's check out tonight's array of sunshine. Ahead of this weekend's grand final, one groundskeeper took his love for the cats to work. And last night, Jamie Ray got busy with his fertiliser sprayer at Belmont Bowls Club in Geelong.
I was more panicking about trying to get the job done before anyone came back, so I was a bit surprised and how straight everything was, to be honest.
It was also a surprise to his boss.
Just walked in and saw it and I thought, oh, you beauty. I think it's sensational.
But luckily, quite a few Geelong fans are members at the club. Now, the club isn't using the green at the moment, and apparently Jamie got the idea from a mate who was a Bulldogs fan and did the same thing in 2016, although he may want to wash it off in a week's time, Jane, you never know.
Never know, he might be having to change it to, what is it, red and white for the Swannies come Monday. Well, that's all the news for now. Thanks for joining us. I'll have some updates for you through the evening, but in the meantime, from all of us here at 7, good night.